Now on CoastTV News.
Preparing for more, Delmarva digs out and digs in for another snowstorm. Rough roads, a live look at icy side streets many are forced to go on. A breathtaking journey from above. Delmarva blanketed in snow, seen from our drone and coast copter.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Road conditions causing trouble for many across Delmarva after the first storm of the year. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Welcome to our news at 6. People are starting to hit the roads again after being snowed in for days. Some say they're pleased with what they're seeing, while others would rather stay inside for another day. Now, one man in Long Neck gave DelDOT props for their efforts in clearing the roads, but acknowledges there's much more to be done.
DelDOT did a wonderful job on the main roads, and it shows everything's pretty passable. However, when you get back into these developments, you got to be real careful because it seems like they took the initial snow off, but then overnight the ice got real bad, and you will get stuck.
Now, some developments don't salt, so it is extra slick and still lots of snow there. On your screen now, you'll see some side streets and neighborhood roads in Bethany Beach also still sitting in snow and ice. And that's just Bethany. We've been tracking conditions across the peninsula all day. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in our First Alert weather Jeep. Brandon, some pretty popular back roads also not great.
Maddie, right now I'm on Angola Road, and it is popular for sure. A bunch of neighborhoods are connected to this, and that brings us to Route 24. And right now, this is what the road looks like. You see an ice slush layer in the middle of the road, and we actually have on a clear spot with where we're going through. But these icy roads are causing concerns for people that use this road every day. Frozen snow, icy conditions, that's what a lot of back roads and side roads look like in Sussex County.
You have to go super slow and
causing longer and dangerous commutes. Roy Turner, who lives in a neighborhood off of Route 24, says these conditions are affecting more than just him.
3,000 houses altogether back this way that still are on real icy roads.
When I spoke with one woman who traveled on Angola Road today, she said her Toyota Corolla got almost stuck twice because of the slushy, icy conditions on these back roads. Terry Baylor and Mark Walters say these bad conditions aren't just giving the people who live in their neighborhood problems.
We had paramedics come in. There's a lady down the street on hospice who needed to go to the hospital yesterday. Her family needed to follow her. Mark dug out the daughter this morning because she got stuck in the car trying to, help the family and get out. And it's just been kind of scary.
If you're traveling on icy roads, remember that driving safe and slow should be of the utmost importance. Back here in Lewis, we are now on Camp Arrowhead Road, and a little icy on the road now. We're at a clear spot. Around this corner is where a lot of drivers had trouble when I was here earlier today. But live in the First Alert weather Jeep, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Now let's take a look at the roads in Fenwick Island and Ocean City. The main roads in both towns say they're clear for cars to drive by, but the back roads, that's a different story. Many of them, just like you saw there, covered in ice and snow. Speaking of Ocean City, let's take a live look there as we turn it to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. Our biggest concern for tonight is the refreezing effect because temperatures are going to plummet. We're staying below freezing right now, but even the wind chill factor is going to become a bit of a nasty situation for us. You see, our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis showing us that we still have presence of a lot of snow, but look at how we're going to drop down to 25 degrees. And then as that temperature is dropping, the winds are going to pick up, and that's going to make not only the roads a situation, but just being outside in general a problem. Look at the winds pushing out of the northwest, now at about 17 miles per hour, for example, in Millsboro. And we have active wind warnings, gale wind warning in Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, Lewis. Watching out for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Also from Rehoboth Beach, Indian Beach, Dewey Beach, down towards Ocean View, Fenwick Island, all the way down towards Ocean City. We have this active gale wind warning in effect for everyone along the peninsula because this is where we're bracing for that 40-mile-per-hour wind gust. And we are already feeling like the 20s right now, and it will go much lower than that believe it or not, down to single digits before it's said and done. Coming up, Maddie, we're going to talk about just how cold we're going to be for tomorrow, and then the possibility of how things may have changed for that snowstorm we're expecting on Friday night, Saturday morning.
Thank you, Paul. And as we track all of this weather, we will be your winter storm coverage source on the coast. We have coverage on the air, on CoastTV.com, on our apps and radio stations. We will be your source for this weather event. And as there's still snow and ice on the ground from that storm, and another one may be coming, a reminder from local towns and neighborhoods about snow removal. Georgetown specifically says it's got to be cleared within 24 hours of snow stopping. If snow and ice is still there, Georgetown says it can have the area cleared, but you're going to have to pay for it. On top of this, the Georgetown Fire Company is requesting help to make sure all fire hydrants are cleared of snow. And for some of our viewers, you might just feel like you're catching your breath after that snowstorm has settled. And now, thinking about more for Saturday? Well, Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken takes us to Milford, where people are recovering and preparing.
People in Milford loading their cars with groceries. Again. Bob Life was one of those shoppers. He has Saturday's incoming snow on his mind.
I wanted to be prepared in case I'm snowed in for another couple of days. So I bought groceries today to last for several days in case I can't go out on Monday to do my regular grocery shopping.
Life says it looked like other shoppers were doing the same.
So there are some things that were not on the shelf that usually are there.
And while Life prepares for the future, Jack Ennis is still plowing up the past. He's not quite ready to think about the next storm.
Quite honestly, I'm still getting through this one. I still got some places I got to push back and push out.
Ennis feels like Milford got hit the hardest.
I think we were in the sweet spot.
While Ennis works to plow the Redner's Plaza in the aftermath of the first storm, shoppers in Milford are preparing for the chance of a second storm. In Milford, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
And it wasn't just Milford. We also visited the Weiss Markets in Lewis. The assistant manager there says he expects his store to be busy all the way up until that potential Saturday snow.
I think that the rest of the week will trend to be just as strong. Some people are talking about the possibility of another storm coming in this weekend, so they might be a little scared of that.
And there are still a few more days, of course, to shop and grab those essentials. And again, we're going to stay on this story and more tonight at 11. All that brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, are you prepared for the next possible storm? Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. 81% say yes, 19% say no. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at CoastTV.com or our mobile app. And we'll have updated results tonight on Coast TV News at 11. Roads across the county are clearing up day by day as the plows continue to work, but people who live in different developments say their side streets are neglected. Now, one woman told Coast TV she's struggling to keep up with her daily dog walking routine thanks to all the ice.
It's finally starting to melt enough today to walk him, but I've actually already fallen twice because of how icy it is and how slippery it is.
Now, Taka says the Pottsnet community doesn't salt the roads, which is a problem. She says she wants them to use pet-safe salt, which would help her as she walks her dog. The city of Rehoboth Beach is asking for public feedback on how to improve accessibility for people with disabilities, especially in pedestrian areas. The city has hired a planning firm to assess the city's sidewalks and public spaces for ADA compliance. Those who live there can share their input through the Reach Out Rehoboth portal until February 28th. Days after confirming bird flu on a Kent County farm, likely from wild birds, the Delaware Department of Agriculture is urging strict biosecurity to protect flocks. That includes limiting farm visits and keeping domestic birds away from wild ones. The Department of Agriculture says also poultry is safe to consume if cooked properly, as high temps can kill that virus internally. And we are just getting started this evening. To Ocean City, right whales have been spotted and a slow zone has been put in place. How long it's in effect?
We're expecting some cutting cold winds. This is how low we ended up this morning. But when you go into the wind chill factor, we're going to dive near zero for Thursday morning.
But first, Delmarva from above, a bird's eye view of the snow when we're back in just 60 seconds.
Ring in 2025 with a new roof from Spicer Brothers. Right now, get 20% off materials, plus save 25% on your entire roofing project. Our expert team is dedicated to providing unmatched customer service and quality craftsmanship. It's the perfect time to upgrade your home and start the year strong. So don't miss out on the 2025 savings with 20% off materials and 25% off your entire roofing project. Visit SpicerBros.com or call now to schedule your free consultation. Make Spicer Brothers your New Year's resolution because you deserve the best.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton, trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. But it's not just about unbeatable prices. It's about superior service before, during, and after each sale too. Visit us today, and remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The snow is certainly beautiful, and as roads clears, we got a chance to see it up and down the coast. Here's a look from our drones and coast copter at the latest snow, still blanketing Delmarva. The Delaware Breakwater Lighthouse stands tall on a jetty covered with snow. As we fly down the coast in our coast copter, the Indian River Inlet is blanketed in white, the sand sandwiched between snow and the sea. Our drone soars down the shoreline to Bethany, finding some peace and quiet in the quiet resorts. Bethany Beach's boardwalk serene, with an unexpected beachgoer, a snowman. Down to Ocean City we go, a summertime staple. The Ferris wheel accentuates a practically empty beach and boardwalk. We mosey back to Millsboro, Cupola Park, winter by the water. And finally, we fly to Georgetown, a full circle moment on Delmarva's snow, seen best from above.
Here's a look at your evening planner. We're expecting for it to get colder and colder and breezier, and that's before it becomes snowier. Your full forecast coming up.
NBC Nightly News, weeknights at 6:30 on Coast TV.
New Year's savings end Monday at Johnny Janasic. Take an extra 15% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR for 60 months. The time for new is now, but it all ends Monday at Johnny Janasic.
Check out the newest strength equipment at Planet Fitness. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're trying new machines in the new year.
We're building new muscles.
Finding new face.
New focus.
New bench. Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in? Join the club today. Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Does the sound of heavy metal get your gears going? Do you like cutting-edge technology and the feeling of power in your hands? If so, check out the Guerreri Technology Center at Warwick Community College. We offer training in welding, machining, electrical, and more. Use your hands and your mind to be a force for the future and forge your own heavy metal career at warwick.edu.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton, trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. But it's not just about unbeatable prices. It's about superior service before, during, and after each sale too. Visit us today, and remember,
Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
New Year's savings end Monday at Johnny Janasic. Take an extra 15% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR for 60 months. The time for new is now, but it all ends Monday at Johnny Janasic.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
At this point, our primary concern for Thursday is just how cold it's going to be and the refreezing of what's left over from the previous storm. And we are still expecting additional snow on Saturday, but after receiving a foot of snow, 3 to 5 inches don't feel so bad, and might even be a little bit less than that because of the change in the trajectory of the storm. I'm going to update you on that coming up in a moment. Our dry tech camera, Ocean City, we're holding at 30 degrees, a couple of degrees below freezing. We'll fall to the mid-20s in Ocean City, and we're going to begin to see the winds pick up momentum. Speaking of the winds, here's how it panned out for today. We had 32 to 33 mile per hour wind gusts that was measured from today alone, and that's in the midst of a few advisories and warnings that we had in place, which I'll get to in a moment. Currently, we're holding at about 16 mile per hour winds out of the west-northwest in Millsboro, 14 mile per hour wind gusts out of Redden, and that's allowing for the temperature to feel more like the lower 20s just about everywhere. 22 is what it feels like in Bethany Beach, Ocean Pines, as well as Ocean City. We have active gale wind warnings until 4 o'clock in the morning Friday. Now, when I'm mentioning gale wind warnings, that's talking about 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts to kick in for us. And that's from Ocean City all the way down to Chincoteague. And that's actually the same situation for us over towards the Cambridge area as well. And that's going to stay in effect at least until Thursday. We have a bit of a trough that's to our south, and we're keeping a close eye on things that are developing as a low is coming into the western portions of North Carolina. And if this low tracks directly towards the east and doesn't swing to the north, we're going to escape the brunt of another monster storm and just deal with a little puppy storm, which would be better because no one wants to deal with more snow. We have to deal with it, then we will. By the way, be sure you scan the QR code that's in the corner right here. We're going to keep you updated on what's happening on radio and all of our different social media platforms. But since this is a moving target with this storm, it's going to be really important that if you don't have our app, get it now while I'm giving you the rest of the forecast, because that's going to be essential, particularly for you for Friday. Back to our forecast. It's going to feel like 7 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's going to feel like 15 by lunchtime. So it's cold all over. Look at where we're going to end up by mid-morning, just before lunch. It's going to feel like 5 degrees in Lewis, 6 in Rehoboth, 6 Bethany Beach, 6 Fenwick Island. I'd say that's bona fide cold, despite whatever the thermometer may be telling you. Now let's talk about that change in the path. I had 2 paths yesterday. Yesterday's path I thought would curve a little bit closer to the north and give us more snow. But the latest run is indicating that it's going to move more of a direct line, beeline, coming out of North Carolina and then go straight out into the deeper waters. The back half of that storm is still going to give us our opportunity for snow, but it's tightened the window of opportunity for snow for us a bit. So we're looking at, by the time we get to Saturday morning, 7:30, we're looking at widespread snow everywhere. By 11 o'clock, starting to break off a little bit, and then by noon, we should begin to kind of get out of that pattern. So for tonight, 18 and cold. Tomorrow, very breezy and 33. Friday, more clouds, setting up for that snow for late Friday night going into Saturday morning. We will still maintain our alert, our yellow alert for Saturday, because we're still expecting some accumulation. It's still a moving target. That's why you need that app.
Thank you, Paul. And due to the snowstorm, the town of Georgetown has delayed trash and recycling pickup by 1 day. That will now be picked up on Saturday, January 11th. And let's take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know if you are prepared for the next possible storm on Saturday that Paul just mentioned. 79% say yes, 21% say no, and that's changed about 1%. But if you haven't voted yet and you want to change it even more, you can do that at CoastTV.com and our mobile app, and we'll check back in at 11. According to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, a right whale slow zone has been put in place east of Ocean City. This comes after spotting the endangered species Monday. The slow zone will remain in effect through January 21st, and that's put in place for boaters to help protect those right whales. They are asked to slow down. For a full list of the slow zone boundaries and suggested speed limits, check out CoastTV.com. Sunday night, we are your home for the NFL playoffs. Tune in to watch the Washington Commanders take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 7:30 is when coverage starts. And stay after the game right here for your hyper-local news.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The Delaware State football vision got even clearer today in Dover. Deshaun Jackson was introduced as the team's football head coach today, speaking with the media for the first time since getting the job. Jackson takes over a team that has gone 1-10 in each of the previous 2 seasons, but the 15-year NFL veteran steps into his first collegiate coaching gig with plenty of confidence. He cites his former coaches as people he can turn to, and he thinks this team will surprise some people.
Off of my relationships, I have a lot of great insight from Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Coach Deion Prime, and my mentor, older brother I look at, Coach Clark, who's been an inspirational piece of my part to growing up and making it to where I'm at today. We're going to be fine. We want to shock the world. We're creating history, man. I think a lot of people are going to understand that when they see this thing. But it's going to look a certain way, and we're going to do it a certain way. But at the end of the day, we're going to have fun doing it. And when you look up, it's going to be like, wow, it's a morale, it's a persona, it's a swagger.
Make sure to follow along on DSN for updates through the offseason. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Start the new year by adding value and function to your kitchen.
No cabinet tear-out needed.
With Paul Davis, skip the hassle of a full remodel and get your dream kitchen now.
We reface your cabinets with 5 layers of high-quality hardwood and your choice of color.
That's new doors, drawers, and hardware, all for half the cost of a full remodel.
Completed in as little as 3 days.
Right now, get half off labor, a free microwave, and pay as little as $100 per month. Call now to beat the spring rush.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Hail damages? Call Morse Roofing and Siding.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable. Totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love. Totally. Big or small, at the beach, or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
At All Mobility, we keep you moving. Whether it's wheelchair-accessible vans, scooters, home ramps, or lift chairs, we've got the perfect mobility solution for you. Our experts will help customize options to fit your needs and lifestyle so you can stay independent and active. Scooters, ramps, vans, and more. Get moving with All Mobility. Come see us today or schedule a home consultation. allmobilitystore.com.
Hail damages? Call Morse Roofing and Siding.
For 150 years, Ocean City, Maryland has been somewhere to smile about. From our beautiful beaches to our iconic boardwalk, we've been creating memories that last a lifetime, whether you're chasing the perfect wave, a hole-in-one, or a sunset stroll. Celebrate our 150th anniversary with 150 days of celebrations, special events, and deals all year long. Book now and save in 2025 at ococean.com/150. Ocean City, Maryland, somewhere to smile about.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
The Fire and Ice Festival in Bethany Beach is just 1 month away. Ice sculptures are in prominent locations around the area, along with activities, specials at local restaurants. And this year there's a literary theme, a weekend for the books. It's January 31st to February 2nd across multiple locations, and I'm honored to be taking part in it as a celebrity judge, Paul.
Well, I know you are a very avid reader, so that's a great pick. That's a great pick. Our Bay Health camera in Milford, we're expecting to drop down to 24 degrees with increasing cloud cover by 10 o'clock. Umbrella giveaway winner, Howard Rothstein of Lewis. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. By the way, you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. We're keeping it updated for you. Sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. We're still keeping a yellow alert day for Saturday because of the potential of the snowstorm. Be sure you download our app.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6. For more news and local weather, download our apps, as Paul mentioned. The NBC Nightly News is up next, but we will see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great night.